You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
After 13 years of exposing lies in the media, I discovered the biggest lie of all. They want you to think racism is random, accidental, just bad people doing bad things. But what if I told you anti-black racism was engineered, programmed like software, marketed like a product, and designed to survive across generations? That's exactly what I prove in my new book, Us versus the Machine, How Anti-Black Racism Was Programmed, Marketed, and Made to Survive. This isn't another book about what racism looks like. This is the blueprint of how it was built, who profits from it, and most importantly, how to dismantle it. I spent years connecting dots that they never wanted connected, following money trails that they thought were buried, exposing the machine that runs on our oppression. Knowledge is power, but strategic knowledge is liberation. Get Us versus the Machine on Amazon today, because once you understand the system, you can beat the system.
If you have not been tuning in before, my goodness, you've missed out on a lot. Broke boy, but with potential. What made you realize this soft life is for me?
I deserve it. Because main money is special. I'm single.
But you don't like to be alone now. I'm looking for a guy to break my heart.
Well, as long as they're Nigerians now.
Watch Slay Queen Nigeria, only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the D to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke. We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff. No filters. Just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream this Friday night. It is September 5, and we are trucking along. Tonight, we're going to talk about black politicians and figureheads. Trump is coming after a lot of them. And the question you want to have is mostly, what should black Americans do about that? You know, should we come to their rescue? Should we let them eat cake? What should we do? What Trump is even doing? So we want to find out about some of that stuff tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope everything is going well for y'all. It's Friday. It's at the end of the week. Hope you had a good work week and everything. Make sure also, definitely we got our new book out. And I thought about it last night, and we was discussing the situation with the upgrade to the app. And I thought about this morning about 5 o'clock when I was heading out to the gym. I say, shoot, man, we can get 600 people buy the book, whether it's paperback or hardback, man, we can take care of that real quick. So, buying a book gets you the book in your hand is right here. This is the book. It's this book has how many pages? Hold on, because this book is much longer than the other books I have. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, this one is 227 page book. This one is. I definitely wanted the book to be more expansive than the last ones, right? Because the last ones were like just real quick reads, but I wanted that one to be a little bit more expansive. Not expansive to the point where you're like, oh man, I'm still reading this book. Now some people like that, some people don't. So I wanted to kind of go in the middle. So yeah, if you just buy the book, that's the best way to support us. And we can do a whole lot. If like I said, we can get 600 people to buy the book within 30 days, that'd be beautiful. Trust me, that'd be beautiful. What Michael say? Hell no. What Michael said that about? Michael, you talking about the page count, Michael? Are you talking about the page count? Yeah, because this is the thing. You got to expand your books, because if you don't expand your books, ladies and gentlemen, then what's the point of somebody buying it? I mean, like, you give them 20, 30 pages and like, okay, I spent money for this. Like, no. Give somebody something to read. All right. But thank you also for downloading the ADNC app. I greatly appreciate it. And Lisa Parker. Lisa, I looked into what you were talking about last night, Lisa, actually. And we figured out what was the deal. It was some back end stuff in relation to the size of the thumbnails, actually. So all that's going to start being corrected. I got to tell my other people that's uploading about how they have to resize those thumbnails for the optimization side of it. So thank you, Lisa, for letting us know. We appreciate that. 'Cause anything that's going on with anything that we have, let us know, because we want to look into it and correct it, because we don't know everything at all times, right? Because I'm always in the lab working on a lot of the projects. So thank you, Lisa, for passing on that information for sure. Y'all, it's weird on this platform because they're not really pushing out I'm gonna say definitely the live streams, because when they messing with the streams or they messing with different things. This is why we have to have our book, out there and get book sales, or we have to start doing events or doing things outside of these platforms, because these platforms play with your numbers. And it's not that nobody's working hard. It's not that nobody's not posting content. It's just that's what all these platforms do. And they don't have no explanations of why it's happening or anything. You have people saying that, man, I was unsubscribed from your channel. I didn't even know I was unsubscribed. There was a channel that I always watch, right? And I went to it and I said, why am I unsubscribed from this channel? I watch this channel. So they have done it to me, right? So just check your channels. If you say, man, what happened to that? ADNC ain't posting anything. Just check us out. Every day we posted something, right? And at the same time, I got to come up with another survey. I need a feedback survey from the people, and I'll probably just pass it to the members on YouTube and let them fill out the survey, and let's see what, he'll help us out on some things, because I want to make sure I guide this platform on what y'all kind of want, because if we're doing something that's nothing y'all want to consume, well, we need to stop it immediately. And then we need to get to the things that you all really want, right? And I've always tried to do that on this platform. And anytime I went against it for some reason, a lot of times it didn't work out, or sometimes it may worked out because I seen something maybe the people didn't see. But I definitely consider what all the people say about, hey, how to improve the platform, and get down to the nitty gritty to like, hey, maybe certain hosts you like, you don't like. There's a whole lot of things I like to get into, to find out, because sometimes somebody can improve something that maybe they're not improving on. So that's how we try to be transparent here. So expect that survey to be coming pretty soon. Okay. All right. You say you have an alarm, St. Nikki. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Have your alarm, because they're not going to send you notifications. They're not. They just not. Even if you got them turned on, they're not going to send it to you like talking about. So y'all know what time I stream. Just say, hey, let me go check if you're streaming today. Okay. All right. So let's get to it. I won't take all your time. I know y'all busy. And and anybody that comes after the fact and he's talking about all these other things, why he won't get to the topic? I'm going to block you. I'm telling you, I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you because there's other things to talk about before that. We have like all these pre-recorded videos on here that gets right to it. We have a lot of pre-recorded videos. You can go watch those. I do pre-recorded videos too. Maybe not on this channel as much anymore, but I do it on a lot of places, okay? So if you're that impatient, let me tell you something. The reason why the rich is rich is because they know how to be patient. They know how to wait. They know how to read. They know how to listen. They're not so quick for everything. And that's how they stay in the position that they're in. And when you can't even wait a few minutes to listen to something else, that's why you're in the position that you're in. Trust me. I've learned with time, you got to be patient. Trust me, good things do come. It truly do come to those who wait. I'll tell you that. All right. So let's go ahead on and get to what we want to talk about tonight. Let me get the first thing on the screen here with your boy Trump. And let me get down here. All right. Here we go. Is it the right one? Nope, not the right one. Yeah, this is the right one. All right. So, as you can see here on the screen, Trump's war on Black America isn't an accident. It's a strategy. Now, it said Lisa Cook, Kamala Harris, Black mayors. The pattern is obvious, but the best way to attack Trump's racism is to tie it to his other hatreds. All right. So what is Trump doing to other people? Now, let's go to Vice President Kamala Harris. There she go. Now, speaking of Kamala Harris, I'm sorry. I got to do it. I'm sorry. I got to do it. Where is it at? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I just got to do it. I got to do it. I have to.
And as a woman, there's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch. Turn that off.
All right, sorry, y'all. I had to do it. All right, so back to Kamala Harris. All right, so Trump revokes Secret Service protection for former Vice President Harris after Biden had extended her Secret Service protection. Now, this came out a couple of days ago, okay? Now, all right, PBS, we got you. Now, I say President Donald Trump has revoked Secret Service protection for former Vice President Kamala Harris, a senior White House official said on Friday. Former vice presidents typically get federal government protection for 6 months after leaving office, while ex-presidents do so for life. I think that's interesting. They only protect them for 6 months because they knew a lot. They know a lot of secrets too. So why they only protect them for 6 months? That's interesting. It say, but then President Joe Biden quietly signed a directive that extended protection for Harris beyond traditional 6 months, according to another person familiar with the matter. It say the people insisted on no one knowing who they are to discuss. It say a matter not made public. Now, they say Trump, of course, they say he defeated Harris, a Democrat. They say in the presidential election last year. They say moves to drop Harris' Secret Service protection comes as the former vice president who became the Democratic nominee last summer after a chaotic series of events that led to Biden dropping out of the contest, about to embark on a book tour for his memoir titled 107 Days. The tour has 15 stops, including visits abroad to London and Toronto. It said the book, which refers to the historically short length of her presidential campaign, will be released September 23rd, and the tour begins the following day. It says it's not unusual for the Secret Service protection to continue well beyond the statutory 6-month window, particularly when former officials face credible and ongoing threats, but Trump's moves have stood out both for timing and for targets. So during Trump's second presidency, he repeatedly has cut off security for figures who have fallen out of from favor, including his one-time national security advisor, John Bolton, and members of Biden's family, including the former vice president's adult children. And say the decision to strip Harris of protection certainly to raise alarms among security experts who view continuity of protection as essential in a polarized climate. The climate is crazy. It really is. And I'm pretty sure she's going to get some private security at this point, but that's going to come out of her pocket. So a senior Trump official said an executive memorandum was issued Thursday to the Department of Homeland Security, ending Harris's security detail and security services. Those have been extended from 6 months to 18 months by the Biden administration. So they would have ended July 2026, to say, but now they have been terminated as of Monday. While she lost to Trump last November, Harris is seen as a potential candidate for 2028, and she has already announced she will not run for California governor in 2026. Harris is also a former senator, California attorney general, and San Francisco DA. And they talk about, the politically charged environment, all that other stuff. Okay, all right. So that's the first thing. Now, before I get to the next one, let me say this. Where am I at? Let me say this. Do I agree with her Secret Service protection being taken away? No, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it for the simple fact of, okay, if Biden extended it to July of 2026, just let it run out. Like, Trump is being a butthole, if at minimum, right? But let's look at Kamala Harris. Some people say, see, and I've had people come and tell me this. See, Phil, if all of y'all would have supported Kamala Harris in the election, if y'all would have been stomping for her, if y'all would have been speaking good about her and encouraging y'all platforms, I've even had people say that it's my fault that she's not president. I'm like, I did not know that I had that much sway in society. I have not been on nobody's network TV. None of them, liberal or conservative, at least in America. Every time I go on TV, it's in Africa somewhere, African nation, Kenya, South Africa. That's why I go on TV over there. I'm not even invited on TV here, right? So what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Now, she would have been president, and I could have supported her. I would have supported her underneath a couple of conditions. Let's go to her buddy Gavin Newsom right now. Her buddy, right? Let's go back. He set up the California Reparations Commission. Okay, Gavin Newsom, you're doing a good thing. So a lot of people was excited with that. Got the California Reparations Commission going. He said, hey, do a commission. Bring me back the findings. Okay, the commission did its work. We had the head person of the California Reparations Commission, Sister Camila Moore. She's came and interviewed over here twice. Okay, and they did everything they say they're supposed to do in the study. They come back with their findings. Hey, Black Americans supposed to get X amount of dollars, and this is how you're supposed to get divvied out, right? Okay, cool. Brought them back the findings. Now, went up in the California legislature and said, okay, we need to vote we need to put up the bill to create the office to determine who would get these reparations. Not even cash payments, just an office to determine, find out who is supposed to get it, because it's not based on race. It's based on lineage, okay? Lineage, not race. So that's what that bill was supposed to be about. What happened with that bill? The Democrats sabotaged that bill. And then when the Republican tried to bring the bill up and say, no, we need to put this bill to a vote, and what he was doing that for, he wanted to show and get the Democrats on record voting against reparations. You hear me? And they did all this grandstanding and sabotage, not even get the bill put up because they're so much of a cowards that they couldn't even stand on business and say, no, we don't support no reparations. But them doing that, they might as well just voted no, right? And the one sister in the video, I never forgot that. She said, oh, this is going to hurt your little friend in November. Listen, when black people say little to anything you're doing, understand it's never a positive thing when they tell you little. Always remember that. Oh yeah, you got your little job, huh? Like that. You know, anything black, if black people say the word little to you, it's not positive. I'm letting you know, especially the way she said it, it's going to hurt your little friend in November. Gavin Newsom could have helped Kamala Harris become the president of the United States. All Gavin Newsom had to do was not, because he sabotaged it too, get that bill, get that office created. What that would have done, that would have made the Democrats look good, even better. And all Kamala Harris had to do after that is ride that wave and say, you know what? Hey, what they doing in California, we going to do this on a federal level, but I need y'all help, black people. Look, come and vote for me. Get me in there. And I need y'all to go vote for Democrats so we can get a Democrat Senate and House. And they get that bill from my desk. I'm going to sign it. And then the DNC comes out and say, yes, we all about reparations. We're going to do this, cash payments. But you got to get us up here, because it can't just be Harris. It has to be the DNC too. And all the Democrats are on board with this. But black people, we need y'all to come out and vote like you did for Obama. Matter of fact, vote more than you did for Obama. And if Kamala Harris would have came and sat down and talked to all of us too, right? And say, yes, this is what I'm going to do. Help me get up there. I promise you, Kamala Harris will be the president right now. Kamala Harris lost the election because black people sat it out. She lost Georgia because black people sat it out. She lost North Carolina and all these other states that she lost, right? Because black people sat it out. Trump didn't really win in a landslide in these important states, especially a state like Georgia. That election was decided because black people, we are the ultimate swing vote in this country. If we sit it out, Republicans win. If we mobilize and vote, Democrats win. That's the way it works. But Democrats thought that we are just going to show up and vote because all they got to say is Trump's a racist. Trump going to get you. Those scare tactics of Trump going to get you is not going to work. Well, but look at what he's doing now. This is a walk in the park for us. What is he doing that we haven't experienced? Let's think about it. What is Trump doing right now that black people have not experienced? Okay, what he's doing in D.C., stop and frisk, basically. Oh, where we saw that at? New York City, Rudy Giuliani, stop and frisk. We already seen that before. Oh, they just trying to lock up black people for nothing. Oh, like that hasn't happened to black people, right? Man, the police and the feds are just running up on people. Oh, like that's never happened to us in America. They firing a bunch of people, firing black people. Oh, like we never lost our jobs. That's why we so used to being fired. We don't even be tripping on getting fired. That's how much we got fired. Like, oh, man, they fired me today. For real? Yeah, man. Yeah, I was asking when I'm getting my last check. You know what I mean? I got to go out here and look for something else. Nah, man. Like, it is what it is, man. Man, this weekend, I'm not even thinking about it, man. I'm going to chill. I'm going to go hang out. I'm going to go do whatever. Then Monday, I'll get on that, bro. I ain't tripping on that, man. I was tired of that job anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been fired so many times. We've been laid off so many times. What is happening with Trump and this economy that black America have never experienced? Not a thing. Not a thing. He has not done nothing yet. I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen this happen before in America. Now, maybe y'all know something that I don't know, right? Maybe y'all know something I don't know, and you can educate me on this. But he hasn't done nothing we haven't seen. Period. So the question is, Democrats, and I'm gonna keep throwing it back in your lap. Why did you not go and do something for black people? Black people also said, okay, if you can't do reparations, we work on reparations. Can you at least do an anti-black hate crime bill? If I was a Democrat, that would be easier for me probably to go push. I still do reparations though, but it's saying at least give us an anti-black hate crime bill. Like, hey, man, say less. Get us in there. We got you. But the Democrats don't want us with an anti-black hate crime bill because it's going to cause mass incarceration of them. And I'm talking about them folks. Because all the hate crimes that happens to us, it'll be mass incarceration of them people. Because the Democrats don't want to see mass incarceration of the folks. Because they can't help themselves. They be the main ones. The prison population will switch overnight if we had an anti-black hate crime bill. So the Democrats didn't want to give us that either. So Democrats, it's your fault why Trump is in office. It's your fault. See, you thought, well, I'm going to throw every case at Trump I can. I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at Trump. Y'all even try to take the man's life. Y'all tried it all. Y'all tried twice to do something to Trump. Y'all thought that, well, between the cases and the people that tried to do something to Trump, that's going to stop him. And it didn't. And you blew us off because you thought you was going to get Trump out the way. And it didn't work. Now you're probably kicking yourself in the foot like, man, we should have. God, man. And then sometimes I'm thinking, you're not even saying what I just said because we're looking at what you're advocating for now. You still on immigration. Still on that. Still talking about threat to democracy and all this other stuff like that. But in your states, you're not doing nothing to protect democracy either. You're not. So the Democrats feel they don't have to do nothing for black people. They still feel that way. They still feel that way. They don't have to do nothing for us as black people. So any type of pain and suffering you mad about with Trump, blame the Democrats. Don't talk to black people. Blame the Democrats. We asked for something like every group asked for something, and you refuse to do something for us. So blame the Democrats. The rural hospitals getting closed. Yeah, I just seen that. They closing 3 rural hospitals in Virginia because of the big, beautiful bill. One big, beautiful bill. I'm sorry. And more rural hospitals going to be closed. Well, Democrats, this is what you wanted. You wanted Trump to become president. You did. Because you didn't want to do nothing for black people. You had Kamala Harris out here looking ridiculous. Concerts, all of that. Come on, man. Come on. You let Trump show up at the NABJ in Chicago. She didn't even go. I mean, a lot of things y'all did with her campaign that sabotaged her in a lot of ways. Democrats, you sabotaged Kamala Harris too. I mean, it's kind of easy to beat her when she getting sabotaged. There ain't no way I'll be having Cardi B on stage talking about anything. I would be going to get all the people that got, some sort of influence, people that's halfway smart and know how to talk. I find the young people. I would have had her like going around, definitely brothers and talking to the brothers and making sure things be right with the brothers. But see, she can't really do that too much, connect with brothers like that because she don't really have she don't live with a brother. So her connections with Doug is not the same how you connect with a brother. It's not the same. And that's really a lot of the issue and a lot of the problem. Okay, I don't know what this is. Give me a second, y'all. Let me see what this is. All right. So let me get back to this here. Let me go to my next screen. The other issue here. Let's pull this up. All right. Justice Department launches criminal investigation into Fed's Lisa Cook for mortgage fraud. Now, Lisa Cook was like the chairperson of the Federal Reserve Bank. This black woman right here. Well, Trump ended up firing this woman. Now, he's been complaining about Jerome Powell all the time, right? I think she's the governor. I think it's the governor. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. I don't want to misquote. Yeah, she was the Federal Reserve governor. That's right. Not the chairman, but the governor. And it said, and so what happened, Trump fired her. Now, she's not setting interest rates. She talks about it and vote on different things, but she's not Jerome Powell, okay? And yet he went after her. I never heard of her, but she was appointed by President Biden, okay? So what she ended up doing, because really the president don't supposed to be firing nobody from the Federal Reserve like that. They're supposed to be a separate entity. She put a lawsuit on Trump. And then after she put a lawsuit on Trump for what happened to her job, this is what they come up with now, this here. And we've been noticing that's his way of doing things. Let's say the Justice Department is investigating Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook to probe whether she submitted fraudulent mortgage applications. It says DOJ investigators have begun issuing subpoenas as part of a probe. It says citing a person familiar with the matter who was not authorized to discuss the probe and spoke on a condition of anonymity. Oh my God, hold on. As President Donald Trump last week said he had fired Cook from her post on the central bank's powerful board for the first time a Fed governor has ever been fired. It's never happened, y'all, in this country. Citing allegations first raised by Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Pult, it said, who referred the matter to the Justice Department. It said Pult alleged that Cook claimed two properties, a home in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and a condo in Atlanta, as her primary residences within 2 weeks of purchasing, each with financing. It said a CNN review, it said a mortgage document showed that to be the case. But it's not known why she did so or if she did so intentionally. Because now, the issue with that is that when a home is your primary residence, you get one interest rate. And then when your home is either secondary home or vacation home, investment home or something, you get a higher interest rate on the payment. So you can have multiple homes or multiple mortgages, but you can't say they all are your primary. You can't say that. Now, they said that CNN acknowledged that she did it. Okay. It's the same thing with, what's her name? Letitia James. They say she did the same thing. Now, that is considered mortgage fraud if you do that. I'm just saying. And so the question of how Governor Cook describes her properties from time to time, which is that we have started to address in the pending case, is that we'll continue to do so, and say are not fraud, but it takes nothing for this DOJ to undertake a new politicized investigations. And they appear to have just done it again. Cook's lawyer is Abe. It said law. This is the thing. Hold on, I'll get to that. Is that Cook has filed suits to challenge Trump's removal order, teeing up a high-stakes legal battle with major implications on the Fed's independence and presidential powers. And she also has asked the court to keep her, in her post while the litigation proceeds. Cook's firing is part of the Trump administration's unprecedented pressure campaign against the Fed. For months, Trump has blasted the central bank and his leader Jerome Powell because the Fed hasn't lowered interest rates this year. Central bankers said they wanted to see how Trump's major policy changes play out before lowering rates again. It said, though after holding steady since September, the Fed is expected to cut rates at its September 16th and 17th policy meeting. Okay, now, when you talk about politicization of the Justice Department and all of that, I've been doing this for a while, and during the campaign, y'all politicized the Justice Department. Democrats started that first. I mean, y'all wasn't expecting him to get, how Trump believes in revenge, and Trump is petty. Y'all know, I said that when y'all were doing all that stuff to Trump, throwing all these cases on Trump, I was like, man, I said, boy, if this dude win, y'all in trouble. Look, I said, and y'all remember I said that. I said, Trump won, man. If I was one of the people that did him something, I say, hey, man, I'm leaving. I'm going on leaving the country. I'm going to stay somewhere else for 4 years till he get out. I'm not coming back. I said, till he out. Till he out of office. If I stay here, he going to come after me. And y'all still stayed. Y'all still thought that he wasn't going to mess with y'all. Especially you, Letitia James. You thought he wasn't going to mess with you? Man. Oh, man. So now they're investigating Lisa Cook for the same thing they're investigating Letitia James from, basically mortgage fraud. Mortgage fraud can't get you in jail. It can. Certain type of payments in the beginning. Like that's what they got, what's her name? Marilyn Mosby talking about mortgage fraud and all that stuff, right? Because she used her own money from her 401 and they still say mortgage fraud. Now, they gave her, slap on the wrist basically for it, house arrest or whatever. But still, they hit Marilyn Mosby with that. And that was under Biden, right? Let you know what kind of how they think of black people underneath the Biden administration. Now, let's get back to the other article here, the original article that we were looking at, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all followed me real well tonight. Let's see here. All right, now we back here, ladies and gentlemen. You say Rosie O'Donnell left? Yeah. Rosie O'Donnell knew. She knew. Look, if you know that if somebody get in office, man, they about to come see you and you got another place to go and you got your passport, get your happy self out of here. You'll be all right. Trust me. As long as you got a safe place to stay, you have the internet, some sort of money coming in, food, man, you can hang out outside of America. Trust me, you'll be just fine. All right. So they say here, it said New York Times story concluded that a number of black women who have jobs have decreased by 300,000 nationally since Donald Trump took office. Black women are the only demographic group showing a dip. It said that article provided empirical evidence of what he said I and many others already perceived. This administration is harming, in some ways targeting black people in particular. It said there have been countless anti-black moves, including trying to remove Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve Board, stripping Kamala Harris of her Secret Service protection, deploying the National Guard to cities with black mayors and large, you say it's African-American populations, should be black American, because, today African-Americans are considered immigrants now. It say essentially outlawing diversity and equity initiatives. And many liberals, including my colleague, Michael Tomsky, says that the Trump administration is much more racist than his predecessors. Really? So he's more racist than Biden. Trump is doing a lot, but Trump haven't did a crime bill. Not yet. He ain't did a crime bill. And that crime bill specifically targeted us. Biden did that one. He said, I agree, but not in the common understanding of that word. Someone being racist generally understood as them disliking or treating people unfairly based on their skin color or appearance. It is possible that Trump and his aides have this kind of explicit animus toward, I'm going to say, black Americans. But in my view, say what drives this administration's authoritarianism and ideological conservatism more than racial bigotry. Authoritarianism and ideological conservatism hit black people in America really hard. And racism is a useful tool to further authoritarianism and ideological conservatism. Now, he said he wanted to start with the ideological conservatism. The Trump administration is arguably the most conservative in modern history, aggressively implementing goals that Republicans have long supported but didn't follow through on. Still wary of political backlash. He said Trump has drastically cut the federal workforce, particularly employee of agencies such as the Department of Education. They are perceived to be more left-leaning under Trump. Longstanding Republican wariness about affirmative action and other efforts to reverse the effects of sexism, racism, homophobia, and other forms of discrimination has turned into comprehensive defunding of virtually any diversity and inclusion program both inside and outside of the federal government. Now, let me say something about some of that real quick. We're seeing that the pendulum swinging. For instance, let's say immigration. When Biden was in office, the pendulum swung so hard to the left on immigration that he was just letting everybody and their mom in here. And now Trump gets in, it swings all the way to the right, real hard. And now he's talking about mass deportations, getting people out of here, right? Okay, cool. It's not regular deportations, mass. Now, all this stuff Trump is doing, defunding, firing people, all of that, you know what that's going to tell me? If a Democrat gets back in office, it's going to be a mass hiring from the federal government. It's going to be a mass hiring. A lot of people maybe can get their job back. Maybe the government may give them back pay. It's going to be such a mass hiring if the Democrats get in there. Oh, there's going to be a lot of government jobs open back up. They're going to put the government right back where it was at. So the deal is, because I've just seen in this country, every administration do what they want to do. And I don't see J.D. Vance winning the presidency. I just don't. I don't see no Republican figure that can really follow behind Trump as of right now, because he kind of took over their party. So that's why I say that a Democrat could become president. I don't know which one. I don't know. I don't know who's running. I mean, it looks like Gavin Newsom want to run. That's what it's looking like to me. But I just think a Democrat probably get back in there. And I'm not saying that because I support Democrats. I'm just kind of just looking at how things are going. And we haven't even been a year into Trump. And one thing I would tell you, white suffering will make them go out and vote. Kyle Pokerant say, I agree with a lot of what you say, Phil, but not going to lie, it kind of rubs a lot of, okay, you can speak for yourself. It rubs you the wrong way. It's on how you downplay Orange Man and the GOP. Well, what is that? What am I supposed to do? Cry about it? Make a big scene about it? Like all this stuff they're doing, like what are they doing that hasn't been? Now, maybe you may be younger or something, but this man, it's a remix. Some of this stuff is just a straight remix. We survived a whole lot of stuff. We survived this too. What do you want me to do? Cry about what he's doing constantly? Black folks gonna have to learn to get far removed from systems that they control. And one of the biggest way we need to do, I just saw a video from Julius Malema about in 2022. I really want to do a stream on that one. Boy, that was a bar he was talking about in his speech. If you're not fighting for these people's jobs and you created your own job, unemployment won't even mess with you. You ain't gonna worry about unemployment. You're only unemployed when you're looking to work for white people. When you learn how to create, everybody can't be a business owner. If a child can create a lemonade stand. Children went cut grass. Let's call it business. You can create your own job doing a whole lot of things on your own. Even if you're doing Uber, you're working, doing things. You signed up with Uber, but you're still working for yourself. You can create a business. And we got to get out that mindset, well, everybody can't have a business. They can. You can be a sole proprietor. In other words, you're the sole person in the business. You're the employee, you're the owner. Because our ancestors we talk about so much, they're our great ancestors, they created their own jobs. A lot of them did. Everybody talk about Black Wall Street. They weren't working for white people. They were working for themselves and working together. And that's the part of Black history that I love. I love that part about history. But it shouldn't be history. And I know there's a lot of Black people right now. You at your business right now, whether you work online, whether you work in a brick and mortar. And you doing your thing every day. And I'm proud of you, Black man. I'm proud of you, Black woman. I'm proud of you. You don't have to worry about the unemployment rates because you in control of your own job. Nobody can lay you off because that's yours. Yeah, you may have some struggles or you may have some ups and downs with it, But it's better to work for yourself than work for these people and deal with their racism. I'm a firm believer we need to remove ourselves as much as possible. You can't completely do it, but remove ourselves as much as possible at them affecting the way we eat. Because he who feeds you controls you. What do we eat? Making our own table and eating. You said they had a raid at a Honda plant? Where at? Well, let's look that up. I ain't hear nothing about it. Since you brought it up, let's look it up. Real quick. Let me see the Honda. Let me raid. Let me see raid at Honda plant. It's a Hyundai plant. That was raided. Okay. Let me see here. I know they had a YouTube video of it. Let's see here.
WJCL 22 News.
Let's look at that together. I haven't seen this, but let's look at this together. Let's look at it.
News begins with breaking news.
Breaking news at 4, an immigration raid shutting down operations at the Hyundai mega site. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shannon Royster. Our crew has been on the scene for hours as federal agents conduct operations at the plant in Bryan County. Here's what we know so far. This operation targeted the battery plant construction site at the Hyundai mega site. We've seen heavy law enforcement at the facility since before 10 a.m. this morning. And authorities have confirmed this stems from the Homeland Security Investigation's criminal search warrant. Also today, we captured video inside the plant showing the moments after federal agents arrived.
We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
You can see someone dressed in gear wearing a vest labeled HSI, demanding for construction to be shut down in front of a line of workers wearing construction vests. WJCL 22 News' Grace Rodriguez joins us now live from near the Hyundai mega site. And Grace, you've been out there all day speaking with officials and witnesses. So what have you learned?
Thank you, Shannon. I've been hearing a lot from people driving by and people with friends and family inside that plant. You know, many of them telling us that they just want to get back to work. They're frustrated with the law enforcement presence here and how it's disrupted their workflow. I spoke with Alex Morales, who has been here all day. He has contacts that work in that plant that have shared firsthand accounts with him throughout the day. We reached out to the Georgia Department of Public Safety, who confirmed it's assisting Homeland Security investigations with the service of a criminal search warrant. We've also seen unmarked government vehicles enter unmarked government buses enter that facility, and a heavy state trooper presence around the entrance. Now, this is a developing story, so as we get more updates and more confirmations, we will send those out and share those updates with you. Back to you, Shannon.
Okay, so they raided that plant, and then hold on, let me go here. They said that ICE raids here. Let me see if there's any more news to it. To enforce foreign worker laws. Okay. So it said that detaining 475 workers. It said that most of those arrested are South Korean nationals, and then the situation was subject to a month-long probe that culminated in the largest single-site enforcement action in the Department of Homeland Security history. Okay, so 475 of them was detained. And say now to news and clarify those detained are not direct employees of the automakers, that we are aware of the recent. Okay, yeah, but that's a lot of people to be in your plant. That's a lot of people. So 475 people, that was all South Korean nationals. That's 475 people that could be American workers. So be honest with you, when it comes to Trump doing that, I don't have a problem with that. And I don't think no American got a problem with Trump doing that. Because that means that's 475 positions that's about to open up for American workers in Georgia. Now, what city that's in? You don't have to city? Hold on. It said the barrier plant is under construction. So that's 475 people that they can go get a job. So, hey, I don't have a problem with that. Don't have a problem. Not at all. Because 475 of us couldn't go to South Korea and go get a job over there and breaking the immigration law. Those Koreans wouldn't have it. 475 of us, Americans? No, they wouldn't have that. Like, think about it. We show up to South Korea, we talking about we building they battery plant. They'll be looking at it like, why you go get where's all them foreigners coming from? Why you got all these foreigners here? People all over the world do not like seeing an influx of foreigners. They really don't. They don't mind you coming tourism. They don't even mind you live there. They don't care. Just don't commit no crimes. Don't do nothing stupid to get the national attention on you. You'll be fine. But when a big gang of y'all show up at one time and then you putting them out of work, they gonna have a problem with it. They probably attack you. In America, people do whatever the hell they want to do. Yeah, you said, yeah, they are Korean. Yes, that is a Korean automaker, but here's the thing. You're doing it in America. I understand the bosses could be Korean, but you hire Americans to do those jobs. But you see how those other groups do. Those other groups look out for themselves. They're not trying to hire Americans or anybody else. Oh, Lord, I didn't realize what the time it was. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for joining us on the stream tonight. Really appreciate it. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Make sure to click the like button. Make sure to purchase our book, Us versus the Machine, to support us. If all 923 of y'all go buy the book right now, man, that'll put us in a good position. But thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all on the next one.